Hello, dear students. I'm trying to check the chat to see if there is any problem or something you want to share to start this second session, okay? And the second week. Just a minute to try to find. So I'm going to be here. I just wrote hello. So if you have any question, I'll be checking your messages, okay? So first of all, I want to tell you welcome. I'm so happy for being here with you. And actually, I want to tell you that yesterday I was finishing with all the activities checked from one and second, well, the first and the second week. So you have all the activities checked. Well, if you upload them yesterday, okay? So today I'm going to continue checking. And I know that most of you try to upload them on weekends because of your job, your activities, and everything. So there is no problem. So please just try not to wait until Sunday because you won't have time to try to review or check correct your activities. Remember, you have a second chance to upload it. So please try to do it. And I'll be here trying to help you. So let's continue. As every week, I just prepared a presentation which is very good for you. It's going to help you a lot. So any question, don't forget, I'll be checking your chat. Okay? Let's see. Here I have a presentation which is very useful for you. Okay. So there we go. We are in the week number 2, which is very useful for you because we're going to talk about a little bit the verbs and the difference between the verbs in simple past. So, as I already told you, I already introduced myself. My name is Marta Manriquez, and let's start. Before I start explaining, I want to share with you a presentation which is about the way you can share the audio. So please pay attention because I've been having some problems with your files. Well, with the links. I cannot open them and I cannot just visualize them. I cannot check them. So if that continues, your score is going to be so low. So please try to share and try to do it correctly. I'm going to share this video with you. I hope it helps you. And also, I'm going to be sharing this presentation and obviously I'm going to be sharing this recorded video, okay? So you can see it every time and the times you want.
Hola chicos, buenas tardes. Voy a compartirles la manera en que pueden compartir ustedes a su vez la liga de audio. Porque me han estado compartiendo una que no es la correcta. Por lo tanto, quiero que quede claro. Ustedes tienen que tomar el archivo y llevarlo al espacio de Drive. Una vez que se carga, ustedes tienen que seleccionar el archivo, clic derecho y después todas estas opciones que son parte del menú. En este que dice obtener vínculo para compartir, le van a dar clic. Y luego, esto deben de cuidar mucho. Obtener vínculo. Deben de agregar esta parte cualquier persona que tenga el vínculo, porque si está restringido no vamos a poder acceder a él. Entonces, ya cualquier persona que tenga este vínculo va a poder entrar a él. Por ende, entonces lo que me resta es solamente obtener y copiar. Entrar a él, copiar. Por ende, entonces lo que vamos a hacer es seleccionar esta opción. Así que copiar. Entrar a él, copiar. Y esto es lo que ustedes van a poner en su documento de Word. No lo agreguen, les voy a explicar cuáles han sido mis errores más comunes, porque esta es la liga correcta. De hecho, normalmente termina con sharing, la palabra esta, que es compartir. a desesperarse rápido. Todo entonces, eso sucede me siempre poniendo esta línea, repito, no es este, es la que se te brinda una vez en el archivo, que es el vínculo para compartir. Espero les haya servido. Hasta luego.
Okay, if you see with this video that I just presented, as I already told you, I've been having so many problems. So remember, the link, you're gonna get it from the file, not in the navigation bar. No, you're gonna get it from the file. And then if you cannot do it, if you cannot just this way, I present to you Vocado. Vocado, it's like the last resource for you in case you cannot share in the other way the file. So please, if you have any question about this, just let me know, because sometimes we don't say anything and we just upload the activity and then we just add the information there. I couldn't upload the file, I couldn't. So remember, we have Vocado. It has 3 steps, so you need to follow them. The first one is just try to put a click on the microphone, that it's an icon there, and then you're going to start recording. Then you stop it in the same square, and then you're going to have this option, guardar y compartir. So you're going to you're going to click on it, and then you're going to get this link. So the only thing you have to do is to try to click on this image that it's copy, and that link, you're gonna just paste it in your file, in your activity and everything. So that's it. You have 3 steps to follow, okay? So please don't forget to do it. You have these 3 steps to do it. So we're going to continue with the presentation. I'm checking if you have any comment or something, okay? Just to see. Hello, I'm gonna write hello again. Okay, so session purpose. Explain the usage and structure of the topic simple past in affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. Specify the usage of verb to be in simple past. Share some basic vocabulary, time expressions used to clarify the doubts about the activity. So we're going to start with simple past. Simple past, it's a tense that it's very useful because you can talk about experiences or any story that happened in your life or in another person's life. So in this case, remember, we just used to talk about things that happened in the past and finished or conclude in the past. We have 2 kinds or 2 types of verbs. The first one, it says regular verbs, and then we have irregular verbs. So in the regular verbs, there is a rule that every verb, when we just conjugate it from present to past, it ends with ed. All the verbs, regular verbs actually, they end with ed. But irregular verbs, they don't follow any rules. So we just need to remember them or try to learn them by memorizing or by playing or by any other strategy. But in this case, every verb can change, cannot change, and maybe it is totally different from present to past. So we have the verb, as I already told you, we have an example here in a regular verb. Talk, talked. Play, played. If you see, they end with ed. And then we have the irregular verbs. Eat, ate. Speak, spoke. Have, had. If you see, there is no rule. So they are not similar. So that's the difference. We want to talk about, we want to identify the verbs. So we're going to try to, if we look at chart or something with a verb, you can find the verbs in the simple past. That's the category, so you can find them there. Here we have regular verbs. If you see, they end with ed, ed, but then we have irregular verbs and they just they have a totally change. Affirmative form. We're going to be talking about sentences. So we're going to build or try to do it with the activities that happened in the past. I lived in Mexico for a year. Yo viví en México por un año. So remember, we have the personal pronoun or subjects. I, you, we, they, he, she, it. For all of them, there is no rule. We just add the verb and then the complement. Aquí, una reglita importante es que para todos los pronombres, no como en otros verbos que tenemos que hacer categorías, para todos los pronombres vamos a utilizar el verbo en pasado simple. Todos. Si quiero decir yo viví, ella vivió, ellos vivieron, va a ser la misma conjugación del verbo. Okay? And then we just add the complement. Y después podemos agregar el complemento. Then we have the negative form. And the negative form is about saying that something didn't happen. So, in this case, there is a change. Remember, we cannot deny twice. For example, if I want to say, yo no viví en México, I'm going to use an auxiliary verb and then the negative part or negative word. So if you see here, we're going to use I, in this case, any subject. It applies for all of them, as I already told you. Then we have auxiliary verb. This auxiliary verb, it's going to be did. Did, because do is in present. Do is presente. So did is in pasado. So in this case, we're going to be using did. I did. And then we add not. I did not. Obviously, as I already have a negative, the auxiliary verb is going to tell me that the sentence is in past. Si yo pongo el auxiliar did, ya me está diciendo que la oración es en pasado. Y si le agrego el not, did not, como sabemos, es para la forma negativa nada más. Aquí ya me está diciendo que la oración que estoy haciendo ya es pasado y que aparte es negativa. Entonces el verbo no necesita ser conjugado, simplemente lo pongo como de su forma base. ¿Por qué? Porque ya estoy negando al inicio, no tengo que volver a poner que es en pasado el verbo. ¿Ok? Entonces va a ser un poco confuso a lo mejor para alguien que todavía no lo domine mucho, pero si nos ponemos atención, aquí vamos a encontrar, tenemos pronombre personal o sujeto, después un auxiliar que nos habla del tiempo pasado. Insisto, estoy hablando nada más de la forma negativa, porque en la positiva nada más agarramos sujeto, pronombre, el verbo sí conjugado, o sea, del infinitivo, lo pasé en pasado simple, ya lo convertí, yo lo conjugué, entonces yo nada más lo voy a tomar de ahí para el presente. I lived in Mexico for a year. Yo viví, pero si yo quiero decir que yo no viví, hay que poner atención. I didn't o I did not, porque yo puedo hacer una contracción que ahorita les voy a mostrar. I did not, yo no, y el verbo ya no lo voy a sacar con ed, porque ya tengo la negación aquí y ya tengo que ser en pasado con el auxiliar, entonces lo pongo tal cual, lo agarro de la forma infinitiva y la pongo ahí. I did not live in Mexico for a year, ¿ok? Aquí tengo un ejemplo. Y lo que les decía con respecto a la contracción. I did not live in Mexico for a year. Yo no viví en México por un año. I didn't live in Mexico for a year. Yo no viví en México por un año. ¿Ok? Así deberían de quedar las oraciones. Como les digo, es para todos los pronombres. If you see here, we're going to be using in the negative form, we're going to be using the first line. En la forma negativa vamos a usar los infinitivos. Y en la forma positiva vamos a usar donde dice simple past, que ya está conjugado el verbo. ¿Ok? So if there is any problem, any question, just let me know. ¿Ok? So let's continue. Okay, I'll continue. Then I need to explain you, as I already explained to you the last week. We have two kinds of questions, affirmative, negative, or informative. Tenemos dos tipos de preguntas. Las afirmativas negativas, o sea, que cuando yo pregunte algo, la respuesta va a ser sí o no. Y las informativas, que es cuando yo pregunto y me dan información. ¿Ok? In this case, the structure to do them is to use auxiliary verb. Vamos a usar el auxiliar did. Then we have the subject or personal pronoun, you, and then the verb in infinitive. When we have the auxiliary, we don't need to use the verb in simple past. Cuando usamos el auxiliar did, ya no necesitamos mover el verbo. El verbo se pone tal cual en su forma infinitiva. Porque el did ya me está diciendo que estoy hablando del pasado. ¿Ok? Entonces el verbo no lo tengo que volver a poner en pasado si ya tengo un auxiliar que me está explicando eso. Did you live in Mexico for a year? And don't forget the question mark. No olviden el signo de interrogación solamente al final. Al inicio no se utiliza. Did you live in Mexico for a year? ¿Viviste tú o usted en México por un año? Entonces aquí voy a tener una respuesta afirmativa o negativa. La respuesta sería la siguiente. Yes, y luego ya depende de quién le pregunten, porque yo también le puedo preguntar, Did she live in Mexico for a year? ¿Vivió ella? Did he live in Mexico for a year? ¿Vivió él en México por un año? Y dependiendo de qué es lo que de quién, acerca de quién me pregunten, si me preguntan de mí, pues mi respuesta sería, yes, I did. ¿Sí? Es como si dijéramos, sí, sí lo hice. Eso que me estás preguntando, sí. O no, I didn't o I did not. Cualquiera de las dos que se te haga más fácil lo puedes utilizar. Did not o didn't. Then we have the informative questions, the WH questions, right? So we continue. We have this structure. If you see, as I explained you too, como ya les expliqué, yo tengo la estructura que les acabo de decir de afirmativa negativa. Si yo la quiero poner a informativa, lo único que hago es agregar cualquiera de las palabras clave con WH, que son para la información. When, why, what, where, how, etc. Tú aquí lo único que, a la estructura que te acabo de explicar del primer tipo de preguntas, si la quieres convertir en informativa, nada más agrégale WH al inicio. Si quieres preguntar por qué, why. Si quieres preguntar cuándo, when, como está aquí. When did you live in Mexico? ¿Cuándo viviste en México? Aquí no me va a decir sí o no. Lo que me va a decir es, I lived, yo viví en pasado, in Mexico in 2010, en el 2010. Okay? Something like that. Well, this is the answer to informative questions. Abajo tengo una respuesta posible que si nos damos cuenta, estamos utilizando la oración afirmativa. O sea, I live in Mexico last year. Viví en México el año pasado. So if you see, it is not that hard when you understand the structure for the affirmative and negative questions because you just add WH at the beginning and that's it. It becomes to informative. Si nos damos cuenta, si nosotros cambiamos, bueno, nos aprendemos un poquito la estructura de las preguntas afirmativas negativas y las queremos cambiar a informativas, lo único que hacemos es agregar esa palabra clave, WH. When, why, where, what, how. Okay, so that's it. What did you read? ¿Qué leíste? Who did you fight with? Aquí nos faltaría un with. ¿Con quién peleaste? Why did you, o puedo preguntar con cualquier pronombre, ¿ok? Why did she go? ¿Por qué ella fue? ¿Ok? This is just the structure. And the answers are going to be like affirmative sentences. La respuesta van a ser como las oraciones positivas o afirmativas. I live in Mexico for a year. She lived in Mexico for a year. He lived in Mexico for a year. Okay? Here I have an example, which is in platform. Did you go to Sandy's birthday last weekend? ¿Fuiste al cumpleaños de Sandy el fin de semana pasado? Yes, I did. ¿Por qué? Porque es una pregunta informativo negativa. Empieza con el auxiliar did. Y después, si yo quiero, una vez que cumplí con la reglita de decir yes, I did o no, I didn't, también pudiera agregar complemento, pero siempre, siempre debo decir si sí o si no. Si mi pregunta es afirmativa o negativa. Here I have another example just to read it for you. Did you go to the theater last night? Yes, we did. ¿Por qué dice we did? Porque el pronombre you también significa tú o ustedes. Puede ser singular o plural. Entonces aquí está preguntándole como si fuese una pareja. Did you go to the theater last night? ¿Fueron ustedes al teatro la noche anterior o anoche? Yes, we did. Sí, nosotros fuimos. Okay, it's just an example. And then, in the simple past, we need to study a verb that is like individual, okay? En el pasado simple tenemos un verbo totalmente individual, o sea, es particular. Tenemos que estudiarlo aparte, por su conjugación. Todos los verbos aplican con reglitas como, ahorita les voy a explicar un poquito, pero normalmente termina en ed o, como les digo, se convierte un verbo de un verbo a otro. En el caso del verb to be, que es el que vamos a estudiar, tenemos que tener mucho cuidado, porque así como tenemos en presente, I am, yo soy, she is, ella es, he is, él es, we are, nosotros somos o estamos, porque acuérdense que el be puede ser o estar. Nosotros somos o nosotros estamos. Ella es o ella está. Al momento de conjugarlo al pasado, vamos a utilizar dos auxiliares, was and were. And here we have the categories. Tenemos las categorías. Para I, he, she, it, voy a utilizar was. Si yo quiero decir yo era o yo estaba. Aquí no voy a mezclar el did con el was y el were. ¿Ok? Eso se hace aparte. Entonces, I was happy sería yo estaba feliz o yo era feliz. He was hungry. Él estaba estaba hambriento. Y así nos vamos a ir con ellos. Si yo utilizo we were at school o you were at school, tú estabas en la escuela. Aquí estamos hablando del ser o estar. Recordemos siempre, va a ser distinto. Tenemos que utilizar para I, he, she, it. Si yo quiero decir yo estaba, yo era, ella era, él estaba, voy a utilizar was. Y si quiero decir nosotros, ustedes o ellos, were. ¿Ok? So in this case, we have that's in affirmative form. Then we have the negative. The negative, we don't need didn't. En la forma negativa, como les digo, no voy a utilizar didn't. Lo que voy a utilizar es la propia conjugación del verbo, que aquí en este caso sería the was, que es que sí estaba o sí era, voy a pasar a wasn't o was not, which is the same. I wasn't sad. Yo no estaba triste. He wasn't thirsty. Él no estaba sediento. Okay, that's the difference. And if I want to talk about any question in affirmative and negative, I'm going to be using the auxiliary. Was y were, lo único que voy a hacer es tomar la afirmativa e intercambiar. Okay, ¿cómo va a empezar una pregunta afirmativa o negativa con el verb to be? Con el auxiliar siempre, ya sea was o ya sea were. Then, the personal pronoun or the subject, and then the complement. Obviously, don't forget the question mark because we're talking about any question. No olviden el signo de interrogación porque estamos hablando, pues, obviamente de una pregunta. Entonces, yo voy a iniciar mi pregunta afirmativa negativa, ¿ok? Porque estaría diciendo, were they happy? ¿Estaban ellos felices? Y mi respuesta puede ser, yes, they were, si ellos estaban, o no, they weren't, no, ellos no estaban. Si yo lo quiero hacer con, bueno, tercera persona. She was rich es una aclaración, es afirmación. Ella era rica. Pero si quiero preguntar si era ella rica, lo que tengo que hacer es una conversión. Was she rich? ¿Era ella rica? Y la question mark, el signo de interrogación. So we already know the answer. It's going to be yes, she was. Sí era, o no, she wasn't. No, no era. And here we have an example. Just, I was sad. This is a comparative way from past to present. So I won't talk about it because maybe you could get confused. So here we have an example, and another example about this was or were is I'm glad you finished your homework. Estoy feliz de que terminaste tu tarea. Was it difficult? Estuvo eso, hablando del it, aquí vemos cómo se aplica para animales o cosas. Hablando de la tarea. Was it difficult? No, it wasn't. No, no estaba difícil. In fact, it was pretty easy. De hecho, estaba muy fácil. Entonces, después de que yo dije sí o no, porque es afirmativa o negativa mi pregunta, agrego complemento si yo quiero. So I'm going to talk about expressions for past tense. In this case, we can talk about this part as a complement, okay? So last, when we talk about last, es como last night, la noche de ayer, o sea, la pasada, lo que acaba de pasar. Last Sunday, el domingo pasado. Last week, la semana pasada. Last weekend, el fin de semana pasado. Last year, el año pasado. Last month, el mes pasado. Ago. Then we have 10 minutes ago. Hace 10 minutos. La palabra ago es como hace. An hour ago. Hace una hora. 3 days ago. Hace 3 días. A week ago. Hace una semana. A month ago. Hace un mes. A year ago. Hace un año. And I can use yesterday because we're talking about past. So we have yesterday, or we can specify the time. Yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, or the day before yesterday, que es antier. Okay, so we can just try to complement our sentences or questions with these expressions for past tense. After this, we have a just to. Just to is an expression to talk about some habits or things that we should, well, what you used to do. Okay, so cosas que solíamos hacer. Es la expression solía. Es la expresión solía. For example, I used to drive. Yo solía manejar. La estructura es fácil porque nada más tenemos que poner, aplica para todos los pronombres personales o los sujetos. Y después de eso pongo used to, que significa solía. Y después nada más agrego un verbo en la forma infinitiva. ¿Por qué? Porque tiene que terminar en ar. Yo solía bailar, jugar, cantar. Entonces el verbo lo tomo desde la forma infinitiva o desde la forma base. No le agrego nada, no se conjuga nada, porque ya el used to me está diciendo que es algo en pasado. Solía, ¿ok? Well, we're going to talk about the affirmative activities. In this case, we have to complement a text about Elvis Presley, which is about the simple past. So you have to use and put there the verb in simple past. So you're going to see the verb be. Okay, Elvis Presley. What person or pronoun or subject can be used instead of Elvis Presley? He, she, I, you, we. And depending on that, you're going to be using the verb to be in simple past. And that's going to be the activity. You're going to try to find those verbs in simple past. Okay. And then we have another one that it's almost the same, but you have to complete questions, sentences in affirmative, in negative way. So you're going to try to fill that blanks in order to have a complete sentence or question. This is like a conversation, so you're going to use it. Van a utilizar auxiliares, que ya les acabo de decir cuál es el auxiliar en el pasado. Van a utilizar contestaciones cortas o largas, o si van a utilizar la conjugación del verbo del presente al pasado, como lo acabo de explicar. Okay, integrative activity number 3, a happy day. So what you're gonna do it? Well, how can you do it? Well, you should write a 5 to 8 line text, 5 to 8 line, explaining the happiest day of your life. Maybe when you get married, maybe when you got pregnant, when you have your babies, when you graduate. You're going to choose the best day of your life and you're going to explain it from 5 to 8 lines. And you're going to add a picture that it's just to illustrate the situation or the experience. And it can be either real or illustrative. So there is no problem if you just download it from the internet. So answer the question. What is important to know about the past events? You're going to write a text or paragraphs from 5 to 8 lines, okay? And you're going to include, please include the audio link. After you record it, upload it to the cloud, and then generate the link to share it. You can use Vocado in the last chance to do it. And that's it. Then we have the activity number 4, which is making my family time, which is the most, the longest activity. You're going to write 10 questions, the same. 10 questions in Spanish and 10 questions in English. They are the same, just like the translation. Because sometimes you structure some questions and I cannot get the main idea. So in this case, I'm going to read Spanish and then the English and try to make them like fix, okay? Interview a family member who can provide you this information and ask the questions you wrote. And you're going to write the answers below in English and Spanish. Explain your experience of listening about your family story in a 5-8 line paragraph. You're going to tell me, how do you feel? Did you like it? What did you learn from your family? What about the culture? Or maybe what would you like to change from your family? Or why are you proud of them? Something like that. You're going to try to find it. After that, well, before I continue, remember you can write affirmative, negative questions, or interrogative questions. Then you're gonna create a timeline, and that timeline, you're gonna create a timeline incorporating the event in a chronological order, in an order, and you're gonna paste it in your file. If you cannot paste it because it's too maybe the platform doesn't allow it or something, if you cannot upload it, you can add the link, okay? Just the link and I can click on it and try to see your timeline in English. Don't write anything in Spanish. Add the link when, where you're reading the questions and the answers, please. And then we have the learning footing, which is very important because you can express and request information about activities or situations that occurred in the past using the simple past. You're going to share and write about what you were doing before entering to this stage of your life, what motivated you to study in this modality, actually. And you're going to try to share more details about your life and things that happened in the past, okay? So if you have any question, this is the time. I'm going to just give 1 minute to see, well, maybe less, but just to try to shed the chat if there is any problem or something. Hello, Daniel Quiroz, Sofia, Sonia, Ari. Welcome. If you missed the first part, don't worry because I'm going to share the link of the recorded video so you can try to understand a little bit more. But if you have any question, any questions? Any question? I just wrote that. Okay, I'm answering the messages. Well, I see there is no question, and I won't make you like waste your time. So if you have questions or any doubt, just let me know by the chat. And don't forget, I'll be here. I'm so proud of you because your activities are so well done. And I've been checking and I've been trying to help you. And I hope you solve the situation about your link because I want to listen to your pronunciation. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes. We are here to learn. We're not perfect. We are not trying or pretending to be perfect people. Actually, I make mistakes. I'm a human being. So don't worry and feel like comfortable, feel confident because you can learn English if you want. Okay? So that's it. I just want to tell you thank you for being here. And any problem, question, doubt, please let me know, okay? You're not alone. I'm here to help you and I'll be here, okay? So have a good day. I hope you like it and you understand. And if you didn't, just let me know, okay? Goodbye, guys. I'll share the link at the forum, okay? At the news forum, actually. Goodbye.